Opinion is the medium between knowledge and ignorance. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a harder battle. Every heart sings a song, incomplete, until another heart whispers back. Those who wish to sing always find a song. At the touch of a lover, everyone becomes a poet. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Only the dead have seen the end of war. The price good men pay for indifference to public affairs is to be ruled by evil men. The heaviest penalty for declining to rule is to be ruled by someone inferior to yourself. I am the wisest man alive, for I know one thing, and that is that I know nothing. Never discourage anyone who continually makes progress, no matter how slow. Love is a serious mental disease. One of the penalties of refusing to participate in politics is that you end up being governed by your inferiors. Good people do not need laws to tell them to act responsibly, while bad people will find a way around the laws. The measure of a man is what he does with power. Ignorance, the root and stem of every evil. If women are expected to do the same work as men, we must teach them the same things. I'm trying to think, don't confuse me with facts. Those who tell the stories rule society. Human behavior flows from three main sources: desire, emotion, and knowledge. The madness of love is the greatest of heaven's blessings. Education is teaching our children to desire the right things. Courage is knowing what not to fear. There are three classes of men: lovers of wisdom, lovers of honor, and lovers of gain. There are two things a person should never be angry at: what they can help, and what they cannot. You should not honor men more than truth. When men speak ill of thee, live so as nobody may believe them. The beginning is the most important part of the work. The object of education is to teach us to love what is beautiful. A house that has a library in it has a soul. Those who are able to see beyond the shadows and lies of their culture will never be understood, let alone believed, by the masses. Necessity is the mother of invention. The greatest wealth is to live content with little. Death is not the worst that can happen to men. Love is simply the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. An empty vessel makes the loudest sound, so they that have the least wit are the greatest babblers. No man should bring children into the world who is unwilling to persevere to the end in their nature and education. Beauty lies in the eyes of the beholder. Character is simply habit long continued. You are my star, a stargazer too, and I wish that I were heaven, with a billion eyes to look at you. Excellence is not a gift, but a skill that takes practice. We do not act rightly because we are excellent, in fact we achieve excellence by acting rightly. People are like dirt. They can either nourish you and help you grow as a person, or they can stunt your growth and make you wilt and die. There is in every one of us, even those who seem to be most moderate, a type of desire that is terrible, wild, and lawless. Good actions give strength to ourselves and inspire good actions in others. Writing is the geometry of the soul. I would teach children music, physics, and philosophy, but most importantly music, for the patterns in music and all the arts are the keys to learning. Nothing beautiful without struggle. A hero is born among 100, a wise man is found among 1,000, but an accomplished one might not be found even among 100,000 men. For this feeling of wonder shows that you are a philosopher, since wonder is the only beginning of philosophy. Poets utter great and wise things which they do not themselves understand. Have you ever sensed that our soul is immortal and never dies? If a man can be properly said to love something, it must be clear that he feels affection for it as a whole, and does not love part of it to the exclusion of the rest. Any man may easily do harm, but not every man can do good to another. The first and best victory is to conquer self. True friendship can exist only between equals. Love is the name for our pursuit of wholeness, for our desire to be complete. Books are immortal sons defying their sires. No wealth can ever make a bad man at peace with himself. No human thing is of serious importance. False words are not only evil in themselves, but they infect the soul with evil. He was a wise man who invented God. All I really know is the extent of my own ignorance. No one is more hated than he who speaks the truth. Excess of liberty, whether it lies in state or individuals, seems only to pass into excess of slavery. Ideas are the source of all things. Moneymakers are tiresome company, as they have no standard but cash value. The direction in which education starts a man will determine his future life. Wise men talk because they have something to say, fools, because they have to say something. Lack of activity destroys the good condition of every human being. Those who don't know must learn from those who do. The most effective kind of education is that a child should play amongst lovely things. Beauty of style and harmony and grace and good rhythm depend on simplicity. We do not learn, and that what we call learning is only a process of recollection. Strange times are these in which we live when old and young are taught falsehoods in school, and the person that dares to tell the truth is called at once a lunatic and fool. He could not harm me, for I do not think it is permitted that a better man be harmed by a worse. To conquer oneself is the best and noblest victory, to be vanquished by one's own nature is the worst and most ignoble defeat. Be kind, because everyone is having a really hard time. He who wishes to serve his country must have not only the power to think, but the will to act. The man deserved his fate, deny it who can, yes, but the fate did not deserve the man. No matter how hard you fight the darkness, every light casts a shadow, and the closer you get to the light, the darker that shadow becomes. Wealth is the parent of luxury and indolence, and poverty of meanness and viciousness, and both of discontent. If it were necessary either to do wrong or to suffer it, I should choose to suffer rather than do it. Love is merely the name for the desire and pursuit of the whole. Thinking, the talking of the soul with itself.